Welcome to another episode of Bluecorp Techbytes. Last time we spoke about big data with the big data guru himself, Mr. Bill Scamazzo, a former CIO and CTO of Hitachi Vantara and Dell EMC. On this episode of Bluecorp Techbytes, we have Denise Sangster with us from Global Touch USA. Denise is the president and CEO of Global Touch, and Global Touch was also recently recognized as one of the most influential companies of the year 2020. Denise is one of Forbes' 10 most influential women in technology and a Forbes Business Council member. Welcome to Bluecorp Techbytes, Denise. It's an honor to have you with us today.
I appreciate it, and looking forward to the questions.
So, Denise, I'm sure you have almost around 25 years of experience, advising global organizations on successful partnerships. Could you tell our audience, what a partner ecosystem is? And how important is a partner ecosystem, to any organization?
So partner ecosystems are the most important thing for any customer using technology. They don't use just one brand of technology. They rely on partners to pull together a selection of branded products to solve their business needs. So it's not how do I use product X, it's how do I solve my problem, and then relying on the partner working with an IT company to construct an ecosystem solution across hardware, across software, SaaS applications, multi-cloud solutions, whatever that is. It's looking what's either embedded or what's added as a physical product or as a cloud-enabled solution. So it's a very complex mix, but it's the ingredients that make success for a corporate customer is an ecosystem that is working well together. And it's probably one of the most unappreciated and often overlooked components that any tech company needs to be focusing on.
Very true, Denise. So we ourselves, we work as a global partner for companies to scale up their development and tech operations in a very more agile and flexible way, I would say. Now, Denise, how can organizations find the right partner to accelerate their growth?
That's the secret sauce, I think, that's coming in the next year. So over the last 15 plus years, we've seen an industry move from pushing product out to starting to really listen to customers and trying to stop selling on feeds and speeds and start selling on business benefits that their product can deliver. And that's an exciting time. And someone that's a corporate customer, sometimes they don't know what they need. And they need to sit down and talk with a trusted partner like your group and to express to them, these are our CEO priorities. We want to lower the cost of IT. That doesn't mean that you cut the cost. That means that as you're trying to rethink the IT that they're bringing in, that you drive in innovation in order to tie into their corporate goals and objectives. So finding the partner who can match technology with corporate goals and business and really deliver on business benefits is really the opportunity in the future. We've seen some corporations finally wake up and say, gosh, I don't need to buy this brand anymore. I need to really solve my business problem. And they have been looking for partners to help them solve those issues. And it's a complicated issue of how to do that. It requires innovation. It requires having the courage to think beyond what you've been doing for the last 15 plus years. But this is the wave of the future, is getting technology to map into the business benefits that the customer needs to achieve. Now, probably 70 to 80% of all products that are being sold to business customers are driven through and with a partner. So partners need to change the way that they're talking to companies in order to help them achieve their business goals and objectives as well.
So now, Denise, reliability, stability, and security are some of the top attributes that comes to mind when looking for any sort of partner relationship. According to you, what are the key attributes that you need to consider when finding a technology partner?
Frankly, it's one of the most important questions that a company needs to be thinking about today. There are many new technologies that help a company to manage, organize, and drive their sales much more efficiently, and that's through a combination of data, being able to rely on data. That's through security, to secure what they're doing and make sure that that data is protected. It's through artificial intelligence. It's through so many new technologies that are driven off a core of really important baseline technologies of having a solid data network and being able to rethink where we need to have on-premise versus a hybrid solution versus in the cloud, and being able to tie all of those together. And that's particularly important today as we're hopefully getting closer to the end of the pandemic, but I believe that the pandemic has changed where the workforce is going to be. In a meeting that I attended fairly recently, corporate customers said that 1/3 of them said that they will be back in their office. 1/3 will never be back in their office, and 1/3 will come and go as they're required to attend meetings. And that's a fundamental change in the way that we think about technology. So we've had this massive last 9 months where we've moved to work from home environments or work virtually when appropriate and when the technology supported it or the customer requirements supported it. And I think a lot of that will not change. So that makes the IT infrastructure that companies are relying on even more important. So data, for example, being able to run a company based on more real-time data is important, but what's even more important is the strategy around that, understanding what the right metrics are so you can get the right information at the right time and make those adjustments and leverage new innovation in order to do that as cost-effectively and creatively as possible. So it's a really exciting time in the IT industry.
Now, Denise, this is a very important and hot topic that has been spoken in a lot of forums. And recently, Global Touch has been recently recognizing women in tech through IT Wondrous Women Forum. And based on our 2020 Q3 HR report, the technical staff of Bluecorp consists of 20% female engineers, and all are from Sri Lanka, and it's steadily increasing. Now, Denise, how does this percentage compare globally, especially in the IT sector? And why is it so important to have a gender balanced workforce in tech?
Those are the really great questions. So 20% in engineering that are women, that is a really great number. You don't often see that, so congratulations to your team and to have the focus to do that. This is a global problem that girls are not encouraged at a very young age to pursue math and science and the other elements of STEM learning. And this is something that we've seen an increasing focus on. So I think that this is really a great indicator for the future of the IT industry when you see 20% of an engineering staff that are women today. So those women eventually, many of them will leave, just like your male counterparts will leave, and they will take with them and share their capabilities across the IT industry. We see women holding a very solid percentage of marketing jobs. We see more and more women in sales, but not so much sales leadership roles, but that's starting to change. But engineering is really far behind, and I'm thrilled to know that you have 20% of your team coming with women on board. So it's not so much that it's women versus men, it's just that people of different culture, of different races, of different genders, we think about technology, we embrace it differently, and it's important that we address the whole. So even explanations, technical writers that I've seen, some of the best technical writers in the world to explain product features and how to connect into ecosystems are done by women, and they're very good at multitasking and being able to look at the whole picture in a very in a very interesting way, but the way that they approach it, the way their brains think, provides that extra something to the project that it would be lacking if they weren't part of the team. So I think that's great that you have a focus on women, and I look forward to seeing how they continue to inspire other women in all of your operations, and particularly those that will stand on their shoulders in the future. And that's what the IT Wondrous Women is about. It's not just about recognizing today's leaders, but it's providing those who will follow us with learnings of challenges and ways that we've mastered the opportunities, and to help those that are following us to do even better, so to leapfrog over us into something even more fulfilling than what we've been able to do.
Denise, we've come to the end of our session, and as my final question to you, I'd like to know if you would have any advice to organizations looking at partner ecosystems, to sustainably grow and excel in their core business.
Having the courage to look at innovation beyond a core brand is really important, but how they link into those core technologies that your company has depended on and has built its reputation is equally important. They have to work together, because the best of class is not just one branded product. It's a culmination of multiple things that will provide you that unique differentiation to help drive new revenue opportunities, to help you drive more value to your customers, and ultimately to make your customers much more successful than they would be. But the most important thing to me is partnering with a partner that can help you and guide you and take you on that journey to find those products, solutions, and innovations that will really help propel your company to the next level, while taking out unnecessary costs and thinking about ways to move into the future. And I think it's a very strong future with ecosystems, for partners that are helping companies, and for companies to embrace and use technology to change the future direction of their companies more successfully, driven through real-time data that can be protected. And it's just a really exciting future.
Thank you very much for your time, Denise. It was a pleasure having you on the show. So to all our viewers out there, that's it for today's episode of Bluecorp Techbytes. If you are looking for an expert advice on partnerships, I'll say do contact Denise. The link is on the description on the video. And if you're looking for a reliable long-term partner for software development and IT operations, feel free to connect with Bluecorp, and let's discuss on how we could accelerate your growth. Thank you.